and the one guy's just like, I think when Rutger saves the king's life, when they actually enter the castle, he was just like, your rewards are in heaven. And he's just like, I'd rather get paid sooner.
Yeah. I'm going to need that money now, actually.
And yeah, the sequencing is just like shockingly brutal and gruesome, and it's just a really unromantic depiction of the Middle Ages, which is previously a lot of films had done more prestige-y, glowing kind of dramas using this
is more in the
period.
line of like the Devils.
Yeah, this is very the Devils. It's very sleazy. It's very unpleasant. The violence and the gore of them like actually going through the castle and killing people, and showing them stealing from people while they're being raped. Like there's one person who literally steals a woman's earrings while she's being raped. One of the guys who thinks he's like kind of like a good guy. He's like the general of the mercenaries. He accidentally wounds a woman and basically drives her insane and sick, and then he feels really bad and he starts trying to like take care of her, but like he just did that to a random innocent woman basically.
Yeah, and I think it was a nun too.
Yeah, it was a nun actually.
Just
to add insult to injury. So like it immediately just shows you that like to consolidate power and to maintain this kind of power, you have to do some really gruesome, brutal things.
Yeah.
And immediately the guy is like, that's not me though, bro. That's not me. Kicks all the mercenaries out. The mercenaries are now all these poor guys who obviously are dissatisfied. They're angry that they didn't get paid.
Yep.
They are all very good at violence.
And what did you think? It's like you just betrayed a bunch of mercenaries. Did you think they were going to be real cool about it?
Well, yeah, and the interesting thing is that stripped of a hierarchy where they're like, we fight for a king and we take orders from a king. It's what power structure replaces that. And that's another interesting thing where they choose kind of like a fundamentalist religious aspect to it.
Yeah, they're almost culty. Because within the rape scene,
yeah,
it doesn't feel just like, this physical rape thing. It feels almost like they're doing it in a ritual, you know, like they're taking... It's so hard to talk about it, but they're taking turns and but it also seems like one of their main motivations is to impregnate the girl, which is like to continue the mercenary life, I guess, and because we also have that scene where the girl has a miscarriage, probably due to her excessive drinking that she's been doing. But regardless, you have that scene where you know that they're trying to populate their group a little bit. So that scene with the sexual assault feels very ritualistic and cult-like.
And Verhoeven doesn't shy away from it. Like he makes it very, very unpleasant to
He complicates it with how
Jennifer
the
Jason
actual
Leigh
princess
takes
is feeling.
it,
right, because she's like,
she immediately tries to take control of it, and is going and is like feigning that she likes it to try and prevent it a little bit.
Take the power away from them, taking it from her.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's it's a really
you feel really complicated.
It's a really bizarre rape scene, and even before that scene, she's complicated by the fact that, and again, this is where you can start to see Verhoeven.
For real.
The scene in particular,
this movie is pure Verhoeven for sure.
The scene I'm thinking of in particular is when she's courting the prince, and they meet for the first time, and they're starting to get to know each other. And they're riding on horseback through a nice field, and it's very beautiful. She's in a nice dress. He's in a nice princely outfit, that kind of thing. Because, they're going to be king and queen of that castle that they just raided and won. And it's funny that they don't realize that, like, she was going to be queen based on the actions of those mercenaries. The only reason that they have that castle and they have that power is because of Rutger Hauer. And even though they don't all piece that together, like, we know that. And what's interesting is as they're riding out, she stops in front of a tree with hanged corpses.
Oh, this image, man.
And the corpses are absolutely disgusting, and they're hanging there. And you assume...
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't just have, like, a newly body that's been hanged. It's like they've been there for a couple weeks. They're decaying. They have open...
They smell. They're disgusting. Yeah,
And they even mention that the disgusting line where they're like, when a man is hanged, he comes.
Yeah.
So then it creates like a root in the ground or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
the mandrake root.
That's
and then
the
she
one,
digs
right.
it out of the ground, and they eat it.
Yes.
They eat
As,
the
like,
cum, the corpse
symbolism-
cum root.
Symbolism for this weird love that they have.
Yep.
Ugh.
And immediately I kind of knew what I was in for when that scene
Because
happened.
then they make out, and he cuts to a wide shot
of them making out in front of the corpses.
between the corpses, as if it's like a wedding or something.
Yeah, foreshadowing a little bit.
Oh my god, just what an image.
Yeah, and it's just, how can these people be romantic or feign romance at a time when they know that the reason that they can be romantic or that they can be king and queen in the first place is because of those literal corpses that are hanging right in front of them. Like, those bodies that stack are why they have